What the traditionalist has actually figured out is that all gods are God in their own right, whether it's Krishna, whether it's Buddha, whether it's Ogugu, whether it's Alison, all of them are gods in their own right. But although I don't like to use that word God or gods to refer to them, I rather call them by their name because our ancestors knew them as Alose and called them by their specific name. Oh, Alose niile nọ n'ala Igbo. Now, none of them is superior to the other. Now, already I am a concept of God in the Christian mentality. The God a na-ekwu okwu ndị be anyị na-akpọ ya okike osebụla ụwa Chukwu mana Chukwu bụ arụsị ndị Arochukwu, but let's for discussion ka just tinye na context. Now, none of them is superior to the other. Onye ọbụla na-exist nke na-arụ ọrụ ọ na-arụ. Now, when you look at this concept, when you look at Christianity, you will also now see that they operate under the idea of three persons in one God, therefore defeating the idea of God as a singular entity. If you now stretch this thing again, what the traditionalist has figured out, if you stretch it into Catholicism, you will also see that they now have graven images like the crucifix, Jesus akpụrụ akpụ, or Mary akpụrụ akpụ. All those things, all of them actually exist in the church. Now, when you now follow the Catholic rituals, like during the Mass, because I went to an all-girls Catholic boarding house, HRC Enugu. So, maka na ụmụ nwoke anọrọ, ụmụ nwaanyị na-asavụ Mass. So, mgbe m nọ secondary school, asavụ Mass n'ụka a couple of times. So, when you now follow these Catholic rituals, you will see that Anna Acheka and the priest and the Mass servers, eburu ụzọ apụta from Sacramento ka a na-akpọ apụta na ya aga n'iru ebe altar nọ genuflect ha aba awụ ọ bụrụ asịgo ụmụ nwaanyị ejiri ikpere genuflect ya obere nwoke aba awụ maka na anyị na-achọ ịsa Mass will just bow mana ị chọrọ ịgụ reading you genuflect ihe a na-signal bụ worship. Ma this same thing now itinye nkịta nke ọsọ dị n'ọdịnala, you will see that ndị Igbo people, we don't bow or genuflect to any of our deities, but in Christianity, Catholicism, will exist. Now, other churches, other denominations who observe these things, when they see it, they will now compare it to that part of the scripture that says that you should not have any graven image. Now, for that reason, they now believe that the Catholic Church does not follow the doctrine of Christ, not had it wrong. Now, most of them ejirigo maka this particular thing poor from the church. In fact, the rise of so many Protestant churches is because of people who naturally deflect for one reason or the other. Now, historically, the Protestant church came about because one monarch, I've forgotten his name back in the day, wanted to marry a second wife because the first wife did not give him a male child. Or trying the second one, Ojiri Make na Okajuraju, he left. So many other people that want to basically start up their own churches would pick up one ideology or one flaw harmful in the Catholic Church, and they will capitalize on it and say we are leaving the church because of this flaw. So many denominations actually came about because of this particular thing from the Catholic Church. But the fact here, Buna, whether they left the church because of whatever reasons or the other, the Catholic Church remains the mother church. Therefore, the sins of the Catholic Church is literally the sins of Christianity. So when we say that, when they say that the Catholic Church is wrong, it literally means that Christianity in a whole is false because they lay the foundation to what other churches, other denominations are taking from. Now, twist because all these denominations, they came about because of personal interpretation of the Bible. One person will like a flow na original church or no, or jiri maka that thing or only interpretation. Okay. Now the next thing you're going to hear is that and God spoke to me and God gave me this revelation to do this and do that. But we know that this person is acting out of his or her own intuition, out of his own volition. God does not speak to no man. So you need to understand that because of this, the sins of the Catholic Church is literally the sins of Christianity. So when the missionary came and they gained acceptance among our people, what they now did was to say, "Oh, yeah, they swapped out those effigies that represented Igbo ancestral deities like Awachi, Awo, Ikenga. They now substituted it with the image of the Virgin Mary, the image of Jesus Christ, and the image of whatever, whatever. So what they literally did was substituting one idol for the other. Oh, one game when they a problem now one comment section. Say, oh, idol worship Ibe. Beg and Ibem. And the lady literally took it to heart. Oh, I'm not an idol worshiper like you. Guinea Gog, at the end of the day, you're an idol worshiper like me. You believe in three in one God, three persons in one God. I say get three in one, but not three persons. Jesus, Holy Spirit, and the God. So if you now say that all over, so when Jesus now came down to earth, that means God came down to earth, literally like the personal of God, the Father, also came down, which means Jesus and God were just one entity, but not just like different language going they use, which doesn't even make sense. See how three persons, three entities in one, but not three persons had the ichi. So these are like three different gods, literally. So what's made us Africans is that now what these things mean, this whole swapping of effigies, na Igbo back in the day and other African countries. Now what this thing made is that it made us vulnerable through and through. Because while they were destroying our belief system, these people also forgot to tell us that colonialism, this thing that they are doing, was sanctioned by the Pope. Now, this is something you have to research further on it if you are not really aware of it. But colonialism was sanctioned by the head of the Catholic Church. Now, when I man that the papal bull, one of the late head that the papal bulls, but I say that they should go and conquer these godless people. Now, when Leopold in Congo Mbozijere letter to the missionaries, ihe ọ gwa ha bụ na ọ sị ha that there is no need trying to tell these people about God. They already know God. They know right from wrong. They know that stealing or sleeping with your neighbor's wife is a sin. They already know that. So the only thing they are going there to do in Congo is just to exalt the Belgiumese interest. So ihe ha jere ebe ahụ jee further but their interest, their colonial interest. It was not done for the interest of the people, but the interest of their colonial masters. So when the Pope sanctioned ihe wonder go and conquer these godless people. But how can they call us godless when we already know right from wrong? We need not to rape, we need not to murder, we need not to invade other people, and we kept laws that protected and respected the sanctity of life, which we refer to as mando, the beauty of life. Like I've tried to look at other people, their interpretation of what life is. But the best thing for nke ndị Igbo, ihe anyị kpọrọ ndụ, life anyị bụ mma ndụ, the beauty. Because life comes with all its problems, all its ups and downs. Problems need not be in this world with, but at the end of the day, there is still beauty attached to it. Because then you now have to experience life and you now have to reincarnate all over and over, trying to make this place better. Trying to make this place anyị nọ now, ebe a mụ na gị nọ, trying to make it better. Mmandu, the beauty of life. Now, as Africans, we now need to realize that our system adịrọ perfect, which is true. Historically, enwero any society ihe asị m na ọ dị perfect. Even kịta anụnwa mụ na gị na-ekwu ihe anụnwa that you're listening to me, now that I'm telling you this, even our society, even with how advanced all dị, it is not perfect. Even the white man's society, it is not perfect. A ka nwee institutionalized racisms, enwee racial discriminations. Black men bụ the highest people nọ na prison, even with the whole enlightenment enwelu in their country. So no society is better. But when we historically compare the Igbo ancient society with what our colonizers, with that of our colonizers, we will see that it is marked with war, bloodshed. And guess what? It was justified with Christianity. It was justified with religion. Check out the Salem witch trials or the Crusades. What these people did, all the people they killed it in the name of God. Back here, Odiro well documented, but me and you know that they did not just come here smiling with us. They came into this land with war, because you will not tell me that you're furthering a peaceful interest, and when the people says no, you would kill them and take over their properties and take over the things that belongs to them. So when people tell me that, why do you believe in your ancestors? Why do you worship your ancestors? I venerate my ancestors. I acknowledge their existence, their contribution in my life. I understand the sacrifices that they had to make for me to exist today. So when, as Africans, as Igbos, we fight our ancestors, our indigenous spiritual system, and call it evil, then we need to revisit what this word evil truly means. And when we revisit what it really means, we would understand that these ancestors that we we've painted as the devil itself, themselves or itself, as a whatever, we will know that they are not evil. They were never evil. So I saw one post online when um Nze Ikolomo, when he listed out his genealogy, which is a very beautiful thing. Hopefully when I go home, I'll also trace my own genealogy, my God important. So when I saw it, and another guy, the one I meant Topa, made the same post. I don't even know how I'm following the both of them, but I guess I get lucky and I saw that post that day. So at the end of it, he now said, I come from the lineage of good men and kings. I did not come from the lineage of people that killed twins. I did not come from the lineage of people that used people for sacrifices. Now, this is the importance of us as Africans, as Igbo people, rewriting our history, our origin. This whole idea of your ancestors used people for sacrifice, that's bullshit. Your ancestors killed twins, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Because fundamentally, ọdịnala ihe dị n'anị ọ na-abhor blood. Go and ask those people that serve deities. They will tell you that most of these deities na asobala. That's why a woman cannot be a chief priest, because she menstruates. Now, if she's in that state and she comes before a deity, it's perceived or is as if that she's feeding that deity with her menstrual blood, which is like giving the deity blood, and hana so obala. They even stand against injustice. If you kill somebody, there are the people that are obodo agbakunofa a na-achọ ịkpụ alụ ọkwọlụ mmụọ ka eji akpụ alụ. And part of our fundamental nsọani is that you don't kill. Thou shalt not commit murder, even abortion. So when you now look at all those things, it becomes unreasonable that somebody will wake up and tell you that your ancestors killed twins, killed people, and will clap for them. Yes, they did it back in the day. That's why we need to start telling our stories by ourselves and not what some other person said. This is the only way how we fix up ourselves and how we fix up our society. So follow me if you want to learn more about our spiritual belief system. And until next time, Yagazia.